Всем привет, вы находитесь на канале Fast Go TV и добро пожаловать в Ведьмака. Мы с вами продолжаем Кровь, и мы с вами прошли все. Мы прошли все. Просто не осталось ничего, понимаешь? Ни на одном континенте, ни в Новиграде, ни в Велине, ни на Скеллиге, ни в Белом Саду, ни в Каэр-Морхе, ничего не осталось. Мы собрали все, что только можно было. И мы готовы двигаться к гранд-финале Blood and Wine, который, я не знаю, дай бог, за 3 серии мы его допройдем, не знаю, тут это максимум прям. Перед этим сейчас еще сходим, выполним, вот тут какая-то неизвестно что появилось вообще. Так что давайте воспользуемся нашим знаком. Мы практически собрали даже там все брони лишние, которые вообще никогда бы мне не понадобились, но тем не менее они у меня тоже есть. Мы сделали все, мы шли к этому очень долго, и теперь мы готовы просто доделать сюжет. С мутагенами, кстати, 100% мы не успеем прокачаться. Я думаю, может быть, даже уже просто слить все поинты, которые у меня есть на обычную какие-то скиллы.
Snow White.
Name's Geralt. What can I do for you?
That hair, the scar, the frown, it's all perfect.
Something you actually want from me? Or are you just gonna go on gushing about my attributes?
I admire, good sir, admire and desire. Such a threat in the eyes, oh, so manly.
If you're trying to get me to meet with you some evening, afraid you're just wasting your time.
An evening? Impossible. I shall require the soft light of mid-afternoon for this portrait.
Portrait?
Indeed. Yours. En face. Actual size. With the finest vista Toussaint affords behind you. Pose for me. You must. Naturally, I shall pay the compensation due to you for your modeling services.
Don't see why not. Long as it doesn't take long.
It shan't, never worry. With but a short distance to journey into the hills outside of town. A perfect landscape perfectly to frame your perfect physiognomy.
Let's go then.
I need only fetch my easel and palettes from my studio. We shall meet at noon at the western gate, near the palace. From where we'll venture forth together.
Сейчас очевидно, да, 14:26. Ну, около. Полтретьего это насколько около полудень? Типа. Повешу на стену. Подниматься, конечно, туда сейчас еще. Я просто боюсь перебить день уже ничем не получится, потому что если я сейчас как зайду к Регису, так мы оттуда и не выйдем. Ну пока я добегу, то конечно там время уже пройдет. А нафига ему именно полдень? Типа он будет рисовать, получается, под зенитное солнце, когда типа тени все сверху вниз. Это не очень умно.
The light is
Ну да.
inopportune at the
Да,
moment. Could you
The
return
Light,
around
да.
you?
Ты почему... Бляха, муха, Геральт. Почему ты это сделал вообще? Просто выпил.
I'm here.
Let us go. We should arrive in time to have the best light of the day. The chiaroscuro we shall capture. Just glorious.
Let's go. The things I do for art.
We had best ride there. We'll arrive faster and less fatigued. A work of mine, Turtle Dove o'er the Heath, hangs in the ducal palace.
So does a cockatrice I cut down once. It's stuffed, maybe even with heather.
I once had a cockatrice feather brush. Best thing for laying down tempera. I no longer have it, sadly. My blasted cat swiped it.
Why would a cat want a brush?
To paint with, of course. And it was no common brush. Fantastic, as I said, and fantastically expensive.
Hang on. Got a cat that paints?
Yeah, if you care to call it that. He merely copies the works of his betters, and poorly at that.
Your cat?
Yes, Pierre Auguste Moustachois. It's no surprise you've not heard of him. He's a second-rate hack and a thief. We'll continue on foot. Ladies, gentlemen, my lieges, forgive me for being forward, but have you perchance seen a set of paints and brushes nearby? Eugenie, I believe this peasant wants something from us. My paints, my brushes, I had prepared them. They were here.
We've not seen any journeyman's tools, my good man. Of that I assure you.
There a problem?
Yes, an immense one. I cannot possibly paint without my paints. I'm done for. Unless you would be kind enough to locate them?
Damn it. Sure you left them here?
Yes, right there. I'd prepared everything. Set it out. Ordered and organized.
Might have toppled downhill or something. Fine, I'll take a look around.
I think it is life that imitates art. And not vice versa.
Right you are, Fingal. Take Baron de Cordel for one.
Oh yes, that nose. He actually had an age enlarge it after he saw that the Reb Courage play.
Spilled paint.
And now he's
Reeks to high heavens of turpentine.
nothing.
Footprints. Clear, but curiously small. Knackers. Look like they made off with the paints. Paints. Don't look ruined. Painter should still be able to use them. found your things.
Splendid. Where were they? And... is this all you found? I left so much more.
Should have kept it all with you, not left it lying around. Followed some paint tracks to a necker lair. Seems the beast's made off with your supplies. Used it to paint a fresco on one of the cave walls. Looked something like a battle scene to me.
Impossible. They splashed paint on the wall in a rage. Unimportant. In any case, it's a good thing you found the basic colors. Shall we? While waiting, I spied a superior spot. We have had fantastic luck with the weather. The light is perfect, absolutely perfect.
Painting this masterpiece gonna take long?
A mere 6 hours. The sun won't allow us to work any longer than that. Oh, but the time will fly by. We'll chat, swap tales.
Better yet, let me down a potion. Time will definitely fly by in a state of lethargy. No need to swap tales.
No, no, no. Your expression, your posture, they must be just so. You must look alive with fire in your gaze. Lethargy is out of the question.
Come on, give it some thought. You could title the painting, A Witcher Lying Senselessly on the Heath.
You jest. A jesting witcher.
This the place?
Yes. Just look at the view. Breathtaking. The perfect background for our masterpiece.
Pretty, I guess.
Now, you must carefully consider in what pose you wish to be immortalized.
All right. Considering.
All is ready. We may begin. Have you decided on the pose you'd like to adopt?
Maybe I could just stand, sword in hand.
Ah, splendid! A heroic pose, of course. The bold warrior, his sword held aloft, ready to run at the... well, that willow over there. I will paint in a griffin later. Shall I begin? Or would you prefer to adopt another pose?
Go ahead.
Now, be so kind as to adopt that look you gave me when I first asked you to work with me. That intense scowl of an angry wild ram about to butt heads. Yes, excellent. Now, hold that. Do not budge.
This gonna take much longer?
Not much at all. We'll run out of daylight soon. Please, keep your head still, in the same position.
Fine, I'll try. I'll also try to remember to never trust a painter again.
Griffin!
Yeah, I know. You'll paint one in later.
Gods! A griffin!
Run and hide!
Dearest Mummy! Ah!
How long are you gonna make me wait?
Да за что мне это? Ну давай. Ну, я здесь. Он ударил меня, как у меня хп пропало. Теперь понимаю. Ой, ё-моё. Ты как не попал? Это было необходимо. Я не буду жадничать, но его нафиг. Он сейчас и так рано или поздно отлетит самостоятельно. Ну почему я не нажал лапку ворота? Как я обожаю грифонов. Он был мертв. Он прямо сейчас был просто мертв. Твою мать, Геральт не попал одним болтом по непонятной причине. И этого вот как раз вот этого одного болта не хватило. Просто одного. Херею. Одного единственного болта. Просто вышел из боя. Я здесь вообще-то. Ничего себе. Такого у меня еще не было никогда. Ну почему ты просто так не попадаешь, что один болт? В чем твоя проблема? Капец, у меня их и так нет просто, он еще и косит просто, это страшно. С автонаводкой это действительно.
Come on, come closer.
Арда нет. Ну, в принципе, знаков нет. Ну все. Придется сражаться с этим сейчас. Нет, Двимрит, конечно, есть, но я не знаю, что он мне... Что он мне там даст. В чем твоя проблема? Это что сейчас было такое? Боже мой, он рандомно остановился в воздухе, упал. Вообще без анимации какой-либо. Твою мать! С каких пор грифоны так себя ведут? Просто из-за того, что грифон сделал хрен пойми что, он смог докопать меня. И ты задрал делать эту анимацию, братан. Не совсем уж она и честная. Класс. Простейший противник, если что. Видимо, даже простейшие противники в Тусенте ведут себя неадекватно. Ну, а мне еще нужно как бы масло, которого у меня нет. От этого невозможно увернуться в некоторых ситуациях. Просто держу в курсе. Просто нет, типа, ну, шансов от этого уйти. Ты можешь не промахиваться! Ты посмотри, сколько урона проходит, блин, и Просто стреляй в него. Даже улететь не может. Пол хп только на арбалете я сбиваю. Задрал ты это делать. Грифоны тоже с этой своей разным уровнем, блин, агрессии. Да хорош крутиться вокруг меня. Да делай уже что-нибудь. Конечно. Я не могу, да, я не могу инвентарь открыть. Болты поставить там другие. Ну да, вот хитбокс, этот я его обожаю просто. Такой потрясающий удар. Братан, ты задрал. Иди летай. Да иди летай. Ну что ты спамишь-то одно и то же? Что мне с тобой сделать-то? Просто ходит за мной, пока у меня стамина не закончится. Нормально? Да я ебал эту анимацию, какая она просто... Хуже не придумать. Омерзительно, просто омерзительно. Он просто огромный. Он просто по мне там попадает. Ему даже не обязательно по мне попадать. Понимаешь? Наносит, он на ранних этапах просто шотает, там сквозь квен, не сквозь квен, неважно. Сейчас просто бесит. Неистово. Тебе очень рекомендую делать удары, пока ты меня не выбесил окончательно. Там сразу ответочка должна была быть, но это уже такое... Знакомое. Что с тобой не так, братан? Я не понимаю, правда, грифоны себя так не ведут. Ты, в принципе, да, больше ничего не знаешь? У тебя просто больше других анимаций нету.
Is it safe?
Yeah, come on out. And no wonder no one ever came here. It was a griffin's hunting ground.
Oh, that thing scared me to death.
Not quite to death. You are alive. Not least because you chose a witcher to sit for you. How's the painting? It survived too?
It did. But I cannot show it to you now. I never display unfinished work. You can see it tomorrow, after midday, where we met. I shall display it in the market square. Oof, monstrous beast. Shall we immortalize it in the painting?
Yeah, let's add it. Carcass can serve as your prop.
Splendid. Interesting color palette. And the textures and the proportions. It will do. Yes, it will do. But I shall paint it in later, in my atelier. There's an excellent illustration in the Encyclopedia Maxima Mundi. I fear this specimen is, well, too far cut and chopped. Ah, very well. That will do for now. I shall polish the details later. No point struggling on in this fading light. Ah, I almost forgot. Payment for your troubles. And I thank you for saving my life. Though in doing so, you did also save your likeness. For posterity.
Завтра в это же время он имел в виду завтра же вечером. Короче, посмотрим. В город-то мы еще вернемся. В любом случае, все, пошли на отзвук. Так, ты. Недоразумение. Перья Грифона. Это ли не на этот... не на броню мне. Просто в сете Грифона, поскольку будет гемор большой с этими, с крыльями, с перьями точнее, можно до гроссмейстерского просто довести нагрудник, а все остальное оставить.
Come on.
Нам, кстати, то, что трофей дали на плотву с выполненных всех заданий камерления, это вообще, по идее, изначально трофеи в ваниле, они же дают там бафы всякие разные. По-моему, он там дает такое, что, ну, я в итоге только с ним и ходил. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, тут что-то как-то маршрут вообще не складывается, да? Все это дело оплывает. Ну, пошли.
Faster.
По-моему, правда, он там не то, чтобы прям картину-картину нарисовал. Ну, это мы еще увидим просто. По-моему, там есть подвох. Небольшой. Да все, угомонись, спустилась уже. Ну давай, плотва, ну ты это можешь. Да мать твою. Ну как ему это в голову пришло сделать именно так? У нее просто где-то в голове записано, что если ты встречаешь точку, которая вот примерно похожа на то, что ты якобы не можешь куда пройти, просто стоп делай. Вот это гениально вообще. Причем даже если ты можешь, понимаешь? Вот тут же она могла спуститься вниз, вот что ей помешало, она просто взяла, остановилась. Или если рядом. Эти вот всякие узкие проходы, поэтому иногда на мосты она не может нормально зайти, потому что когда попадаешь на мост, она думает, типа, блин, тут справа, слева стена, мне страшно, куда я? Это гемор. Вот сейчас тоже об забор она остановилась, хотя я завернул, типа, ну, ровно, идеально. Блять, часто что не так? Ну сейчас что на кладбище будет жопа, я помню, мы там пробегали пару раз. Там что-то архиспорт 3,5 миллиона примерно, я так посчитал, на глаз. Брукс, по-моему, есть, я не знаю, там что-то ненормальное. Я предлагаю даже вот так вот сойти, сохраниться. Не знаю, может быть, днем это и не факт. Но Регис выбрал потрясающее место для встречи. Но вон, там есть всякая тварь. Но не то, чтобы это принципиально, потому что можно просто войти.
Regis! Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be. Gotta be another way in around here.
Лучше Кикимора. Твою мать. Да цепи, Квен! 4 раза нажал, 4. Эти мрази пробивают мне блок, твою мать. Что за уродство, а? У меня нет белого меда, по-моему. И еще одна тварь. Ну, тут я мертв, конечно. Просто хп сейчас закончится. Ну да, просто хп закончилось от яда. Я офигею! Я увидел, что у меня мало квена на мне. Сделал то, что я делаю обычно. Там было где-то 400. Это, ну, уже такой порог, когда надо прожимать. Нажал 2 раза, чтобы он сбросил и надел обратно. Он обычно это делает просто моментально. В этот раз он 4 раза не сделал. Просто 4. А, и я еще и в этой ситуации потрясающий. А, ну я теперь могу... Вот так вот. Я офигею еще. Не, я пока отказываюсь драться. Бляха-муха. Что это было? Ты одна тут, тварь? И он убрал просто арбалет, потому что... А чё бы и не убрать арбалет? Очень даже можно сохраниться здесь, по-моему, игра нет. Класс. Я не могу просто ударами это сделать, у меня же огонь. Мне просто сейчас ждать, когда у меня откатится... Вечность проведем здесь. А это не пробивается? Ардиком обычным.
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply. Unmolested, especially by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinares' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinares never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinares gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
Covenarius spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Detlef's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were culled to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Not really in the mood for your concoctions, especially given how they make you say things you'd rather keep to yourself. Remember that aspect very well.
Geralt of Rivia, do I detect a guilty conscience? Word is, only those ashamed of the truth seek to conceal it.
Not about to fall for that. Forget it. Need a nap, and that's how I'm gonna use this time.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something...
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate. It's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted wight is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that wight. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the wight will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the wight to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
Только можно место встречи как-нибудь изменить? Прочитать о Вихте пятнистом, так он же... Мы убивали Вихта, они в принципе легкие. Нам нужен Вихт пятнистый. Это подвид Вихта, который стараниями ведьмаков уже поставлен на грань вымирания. Он крупнее своих одноцветных собратьев и обязан названием пигментным пятнам на шкуре. Пятнистые вихты обычно обитают на заброшенных кладбищах и пустошах, хотя иногда селятся и в опустевших человеческих жилищах. Увлекаются созданием всякого варева из собственных выделений, довольно неагрессивны, если их не беспокоить. В случае опасности могут быть опасны. В случае опасности могут быть опасны, понял. При низкой температуре часто впадают в спячку. Говорят, что лучший способ перехитрить их основывается на умелом использовании знака Ирден. Во всяком случае, так утверждает ведьмачья наука. Ну, между прочим, если впадает в спячку от холода, то, по-моему, использовать арт моей формы — это прямо лучший способ.
Go, go. Move it. Hey-ya.
Причем, видишь, у плотвы наступают проблемы только исключительно с максимальной скоростью. То есть, когда она просто легко так скачет, у нее нет проблем, она просто притормаживает. А когда она на максималке, она просто останавливается. И еще прикол в том, что мы ж там были. Ну, я имею в виду, на этой карте мы везде уже были. Если чего-то не было, то это просто, видимо, не было доступно. Ну, это было бы странно, согласитесь, если бы можно было найти и убить этого Вихта до того, как это стало возможным.
The dressings, bandages, where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some time on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. And it's got a patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is... why did he don it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Wait, I will come with you.
Gotta be kidding. This isn't a garden romp. Whatever killed him's damn dangerous and...
And it might still prowl the area, so if it's all the same, I'd prefer to accompany you.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing. Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Два захваченных проклятых дома просто на дороге.
Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall. Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Damn it.
Good gods!
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods!
Silver tableware. Elven engravings. Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical. Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Swords ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Burn marks. Something catch fire? Explode? Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Perhaps there's no one inside after...
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits? It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene, the death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and it shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamondon de Safaran, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage, but something like this, why, it's a first.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge? The giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
Damn it. Can't risk. Can't expose you to danger.
Master, if what you say is true, then I was the cause of this massacre. Unintentionally, yet nonetheless, I have a duty to assist you, a moral one.
Gods have us in their care. I shall help as well.
Let's get to work. Start by clearing the corpses. Got some time. Won't start the reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through. I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler, who we must don the costumes. All must be just right.
Divethaf, the elven king, hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches. Divethaf laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seed-yielding lands.
Don't interrupt.
Then Divethaf filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elven wine, Gwinoet, the sweetest blood of the land that had been torn from him. Long last, the elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans. Elfin king, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees. Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Ah! Look! Look! The statues!
Impossible! God's mother!
Наверное, я мог что-то сделать, да, с этим, возможно. Не уверен, конечно, но скорее всего. Меня просто заспамили магией. Великолепно. А еще Геральт вместо того, чтобы наложить квен, просто прыгнуть решил. Ну, тоже, я не знаю, спасло бы это или нет. А это невозможно, забей. Я ее убиваю шотом, короче, потому что она меня просто сейчас будет долбить до посинения. Невозможно ее убить. Ну, типа, она просто делает кучу заклинаний и все. То есть я ее убиваю, с остальными мы деремся нормально, потому что это невозможно. Пауза будто бы еще работала тоже. ХП, чтобы не сдохнуть. Ой. А, их еще и две. Ну. Типа это вообще не продуманный момент, потому что они просто меня бы уничтожили. Ну. Типа я просто стою на месте. Они меня убивают моментально.
The sculptures, they came alive. By what witchcraft?
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Defethov. I acquired them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning. This Defethov was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Defethov had planned Lutovik's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such, columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical. Treachery embodied. Elves. Psheh.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your words, they're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this, your reward.
Farewell.
Понял. Так, ну мы отвлеклись от Вихта. Я не мог вообще никак убить вот, ну, двух магичек точно. Потому что это вот буквально то, как ведут себя компаньоны маги, как там Йеннифер, Трис или Кейра. Они всегда тоже противников просто заспамливали электричеством, при этом это еще станоочет, то есть после этого удара выйти невозможно. И там достаточно буквально 3-4 заклинаний, чтобы меня убить. Остановить я их не могу, законтролировать тоже, соответственно, ну... На этом просто все останавливается. КВН тоже не помогает. Твою мать, а здесь неплохо.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
А, стоп. Да-да-да-да-да. Я еще и мечом не своим дрался.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around. What a pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
Уже несколько дней я чувствую странное головокружение, никогда раньше я не испытывал ничего подобного. Если так дальше пойдет, то хотя бы я не переношу ворожбы и ворожеев, придется идти к какой-нибудь знахарке. Головокружение не отступает, хуже всего, что к нему добавилась боль, иногда настолько сильная, что я едва вижу. Я была у травницы, старая отвратная баба пригляделась ко мне и будто не знаю, кого увидела, по крайней мере какое-то пугало. Дала мне смесь какой-то гадости, которую надо пить 2 раза в день, пока что не помогает. Сегодня, как всегда, посмотрела в зеркало и онемела. Обычно я проверяю, не появилось ли морщинок, нет ли теней под глазами, а сегодня... Морщины я и правда не заметила, но уж лучше бы морщины. На груди у меня выросли волосы, они отвратительные. Наверняка это из-за тех проклятых трав. Я была у травницы, чтобы ее поколотить, но нашла только пустую хату. Она, должно быть, наперед знала, что со мной станет, и бежала отсюда со всех ног. Моя семья начинает что-то подозревать, хотя я старательно выстригаю волосы, которые у меня растут все быстрее. Я долго гнала от себя эту мысль, но больше не могу. Быть может, это не травы довели меня до такого состояния, а проклятие попрошайки, которого я некогда прогнала. Я должна это выяснить. Хочу нанять человека, который найдет травницу. Не могу думать, трудно писать. Одна, семьи нет. Есть, хочу есть. Плохая ложка, пустые ложки. Никого. Есть, больно, зеркало, ложь, нет.
Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant. Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe? No spoon you have shall say to you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. A spoon key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
Настоящему удостоверяется, что предмет аукциона старинная ложка-ключ, изготовленная в мастерской Кристоферсон и сыновья в 1210-м, принадлежит Смиглу Серкису, владельцу Фазанерии.
Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Right arm bit right off. Teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. Broken neck. Indentation in the skull's lateral surface. Smacked in the head with something heavy. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic.
Дорогой господин Леваси, я знаю, что много лет вы промышляете выслеживанием людей, приступивших закон. У меня для вас несколько нетипичный заказ. Наверняка вы задумываетесь, зачем же я привлекла вас сюда и почему мы не можем встретиться лично. Так вот, в моей нынешней ситуации любая встреча весьма рискована. И не для меня, а скорее для того, кто со мной встречается. Впрочем, неважно. Дело в том, что в моем теперешнем состоянии виновно проклятие, или же, на что я надеюсь и поэтому к вам обращаюсь, некая травница, которая какое-то время назад давала мне лекарства. Проблема в том, что вскоре после моего к ней визита она пропала бесследно. Я бы очень хотела выяснить природу моего недуга, и поэтому нанимаю вас и прошу, чтобы вы нашли женщину, которая еще недавно промышляла сбором трав в этих местах. Когда вы ее встретите, прошу вас вытянуть из нее все возможные сведения относительно лекарств, которые она мне дала. Если мои страдания – результат ее низости, получите у нее противоядие. Вы не пожалеете, поскольку я состоятельная особа и не буду скупа на награду. Если все же окажется, что бедствия мои не связаны с травницей, прошу тогда ее отпустить, ибо это означает, что я во власти страшного проклятия, от которого разве что какие-нибудь божества могли бы меня освободить, и которое наложил на меня один нищий, пришедший однажды вечером, когда я устраивала прием для друзей. Если бы вам, в свою очередь, удалось найти этого паршивца, я заплатила бы двойную цену. К сожалению, из особых примет, которые могли бы вас на него навести, я помню лишь то, что он утверждал, будто продает зеркала. Понимаю, что это немного, но все-таки лучше, чем ничего. Верю в ваши необычайные способности и желаю вам успеха. Ошибка произошла.
White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Cauldron I was looking for. White's not particularly tidy. Table's set. White who lives here is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Spoon, pretty ordinary, maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you. Need to get this right. Words of the curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
А вот тут проблема, потому что как это сделать, я не помню. Ну, типа, нет ложки, которая тебя накормит. Ну, меняться ложками — это бред. Ну, типа, по идее... Ну, она ела ложками. А если, типа, поесть без ложек, то в этом и весь смысл. В принципе, если что, можно загрузиться. Я просто хочу снять проклятие. Но я не помню как. Ну, по идее, нет ложки, которая тебя накормит.
Been searching for the right spoon for years, right? But curses can be tricky. The key to this one just might be that you can't eat with your own spoon. That's why we've swapped. This isn't right. I missed something? Listen, gonna stand up real slow. Gotta search the house again. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Calm down. Damn it, didn't work. Ate that vile stuff for nothing.
Nah. Нет. Нет ложки, которая тебя накормит. Значит, надо есть без ложек, потому что, ну, типа, смысл просто есть ложками довольно тупо.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons. Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness. Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench. Shh, easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
I'll take you someplace safe. So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Ну, вот так вот. Ну, получилось. Регис. Там, по-моему, не... А, нет, там есть, отлично. Слюну получили же. Просто потому, что не надо отказывать человеку, когда он говорит, что он продает зеркала. Вот, потому что, скорее всего, вы имеете дело с Гюнтером Одимом, который не очень любит, когда ему отказывают.
Think your friend's hand will make for a nice broth?
You've clearly honed your sense of humor. But we are not cannibals, Geralt. I took a fragment of tissue from the hand. It will suffice to prepare some resonance.
What did you do with the rest?
I cremated it, as our codex commands. A raven told me you'd acquired the necessary ingredient.
Pretty helpful creatures. Call on them often?
I try not to overdo it. But they can be so useful, as they were now, when I merely needed to be sure I could arrive in time should things go sour.
Managed fine alone, but thanks for the thought. Gonna need much longer to finish brewing resonance? Mentioned a last ingredient, too. What about that?
That, I fear, might prove troublesome. You see, to use the concoction to summon the memories of one, the solution must contain the blood of another specimen of the same species.
Shouldn't be a problem. I happen to know a higher vampire who should be willing to help. Right, Regis?
It's not that simple, I'm afraid. While you were away, I tried my damnedest to identify a replacement, but alas, none such exists.
Not sure I understand what the problem is. Can't we just draw some of your blood?
The blood must be in an agitated state. As I'm certain you know, higher vampires can change their corporeal shell. As our flesh changes, so does our blood's chemical composition. To make a long story short, I shall need to induce in myself a state of strong psychokinetic arousal. In brief, madness, rabidity. And that stands to be very, very dangerous.
Dangerous? Why? I mean, you'll still be you, right?
True. But I should be highly agitated, in a state of fury. You know better than I that fury cannot be controlled. If you've ever seen an enraged vampire, you know very well that all who find themselves nearby will be in grave danger.
How will we handle that? I'd rather not have you lunge at me, claws extended.
That makes two of us. But worry not. I've thought it through very thoroughly. Details to follow soon.
All right, so what do you want to do?
We shall visit Mudna, an ancient vampire estate. There we will find cages suspended in the air. I will enter one, be confined. You will lure beasts there. Beasts you will then kill. The bloodletting should prove profuse. Abundant enough so that the blood scent will drive me mad. Wild.
Mudna. What's it like?
It is a place of torment. A torture chamber. Long ago, shortly after we'd arrived in this world, one among us named Kagmar developed such a taste and lust for human blood that in one night he could imbibe an entire village. This brought trouble on the entire species. Common folk wearied quickly of living in constant fear. They began to hunt us, seek the aid of mages and witches in tracking us down.
So what? Not like they could ever hope to kill you.
But they were bothersome. Forgive the comparison, but when did you last enjoy mosquitoes buzzing around your head? In any case, the other vampires decided something had to be done. Kagmar had to be caught and punished. A torture chamber was thus outfitted in the dungeons of Mudna. Inside it, a cage made entirely of a special alloy of silver, dalvinite, and meteorite steel. Kagmar was captured and locked in the cage. Sat there over 2 centuries, driven to fury time after time, never able to escape. Thus I know the cage will withstand the fury to which we shall drive my humble being.
Little expedition's starting to sound dangerous. Think I better prepare.
I understand completely. Do tell me when you're ready to set off.
Да, в общем-то, прям в следующей серии, потому что там тоже будет довольно весело. Вот как-то так. На этом пока что будем заканчивать. Так что, если вам понравилось это видео, поставьте лайк, прокомментируйте и подпишитесь на канал, если вы еще не подписаны. А также не забудьте нажать на колокольчик, чтобы не пропустить новое видео. Увидимся с вами в следующей серии. Всем пока.